Welcome to Tyler's Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is May the 9th, 2024. We're going to be talking about AEW because, ladies and gentlemen, we got an interesting match got made for AEW's Double or Nothing Anarchy match in the arena. Kenny Omega announced this match. It will be the Elite, Jack Perry, Okada, and the Young Bucks versus two guys, FTR, and two guys that will be revealed at the end of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we didn't get a lot of segments. We got face to face between Christian Cage and Swerve Strickland. There was a lot of talking, but at the end, Swerve Strickland brought his team, the Mobile Embassy. Those guys, they came out, tried to help Christian Cage because Christian Cage has his own guys. And then when Christian Cage was scared to get in the ring, and Swerve is telling him to hurry up, get in the ring, until Brian Cage attacks Swerve Strickland, and looks like Swerve Strickland is out of the embassy thingy bobber team. So all three of those guys attack Swerve. They rip his shirt off. He's not part of the embassy. So now the next question is Prince Nana. Remember, Prince Nana got attacked by Christian Cage and his teammates, but he's still part of the embassy team. So what's going to happen with them? They just put Swerve Strickland through a table. So the guy got beat up last week and got his his hair pulled out his head from Christian Cage and his teammates, and now his own teammates backstab him. So I forgot to tell you guys what happens at the end of NXT. On the end of the NXT, we got Tony D'Angelo, the whole family. They stuffed Damien Kemp and Miles Bourne into a car. So Charlie Dempsey will be by himself in the Heritage Cup match against Tony D'Angelo. So there's no Freebird rules. It has to be Charlie Dempsey versus Tony D'Angelo. Remember, they had this no catch rule. And it could be anyone, depending on the title, but Tony D'Angelo wants Charlie Dempsey, the real champion. So that's going to happen there. So it sounds like the Young Bucks accepted it at the end of the show for the Anarchy match. So let's get to the matches here. First match of the evening, we got Orange Cassidy versus Trent. It was a pretty decent match for both these guys. They did a good job, but the winner of that match was Orange Cassidy because Trent was about... He rips off the turnbuckle pad and exposed the metal. But the referee was so focused on Trent because Trent got caught ripping that the pad off. Orange Cassidy did the same thing. And he hit it with his head so nobody knows that he actually did it. But when Trent came and then Orange Cassidy just pulled him and smashed his head onto the exposed turnbuckle, and he did a roll up 1, 2, 3. Orange Cassidy gets the win. But the celebration was cut short because he got attacked by Trent Barretta. Trent Barretta did a power driver on top of the steel steps. He was about to destroy Orange Cassidy with a toolbox until Don Callis came out. He was on commentary. He came out and he stopped it. But he only cares about Orange Cassidy. He says, stop, don't quit. Stan Later came out. And there's Orange Cassidy and Don Callis walking up the stage. I don't know what Don Callis is doing. So that's interesting. We have Mariah May versus Harley Cameron. I don't know anything about this girl. She always wrestles on Rampage. I don't watch Rampage, so I don't know anything. I know she teams up with Saraya. I don't know they're actually called the Outcasts. But when she came out, the Titantron says Outcasts. I thought that was over because Ruby Soho is over there and Tony Storm is out of the Outcasts. I guess the only two people are part of the Outcasts is Harley Cameron and Saraya. But the winner of that match was Mariah May beating Cameron. But it wasn't done there. Cameron tagged Mariah May and Saraya as well until Mariah May's friend from the New Japan came out. And Saraya ran like a big baby, and she attacked Cameron. I forgot her name almost. And then they were about to kiss, but she said no, and then they celebrated with some champagne. Then we had Jay White versus Rocky Romero. If Rocky wins, he gets a trios match, but trios titles match. But the question is, how is he going to do that? How is he going to get a title shot if he doesn't have a third person? He talked to Orange Cassidy. He named some guys, and he says maybe we could get you and Trent to be friends again. And Orange Cassidy said, "What? That's not happening." So, but we have Jay White versus Rocky Romero. Pretty decent match. The winner of that match was Jay White. But the Bullet Club Gold is not done there. The Bang Bang Gang wasn't done there. They attacked Rocky Romero until Pac came out because they had some backstage. And Jay White says the Death Triangle is dead. So he made Pac angry. So Pac came out and the Bang Bang Gang just ran away. And then we have Chris Jericho and the Big Bill. The Learning Tree will be versing two jobbers. Well, technically, the announcer says Learning Tree, Chris Jericho, never said Big Bill. So, yeah, I don't know what happened there. So, Big Bill just destroyed these two guys. Chris Jericho had some moves, but Big Bill destroyed these guys with his power. And then Chris Jericho with the juices back, he gets 1, 2, 3, he gets the win. And then he's talking about a whole bunch of things that he's on Dynamite. Some people are surprised that he's on it. He says, of course he is. If he could do this for the whole 2 hours, he will do it. I don't want to see that. And then he mentioned Hook. And then Tony Schiavone interrupted Mr. Chris Jericho, saying Hook will make his return next week. So now Hook wants his FTW title. Taz wasn't there either at AEW this week. He will return as well next week. We all know he's not going to wrestle because he can't wrestle. I think he hurt himself. I don't think he hurt himself, but you know what I mean. I think he's retired. I don't think he could make another match. But those two are making the return next week. We heard from Will Nightingale talk about Mercedes, and Mercedes talking about Will Nightingale. They're both ready for Double or Nothing for their championship match. I'm getting a little bored of hearing Mercedes talking right now. I'm waiting for her match, and her first match. I'm hoping that she doesn't win the title because this is her debut match, and she shouldn't win a championship on her debut match. She should win, but it's a title match. That's a problem. She should win a debut match that's not a title match, but she should win because it's her debut match. But it's a title match in her first match. So is she going to win the title? It could be a disqualification because we don't know who did the lights out. Julia Hart is injured, so it could be somebody else that did the lights out on Mercedes. So it could do the same thing as well on Double or Nothing. It could be somebody making their first debut in AEW. Another signee. Ladies and gentlemen, then we got Adam Copeland versus Brody King for the TNT title in a no disqualification match. I don't think Adam Copeland should be wearing white because Mr. Brody King just bled out all over the ring. Adam Copeland's white pants turn into red because it's all red stained, even his wristbands, everything. But the winner of that match was Adam Copeland retaining the title, and the Brody King wasn't done there. He attacked Adam Copeland, and then Kyle O'Reilly came out and saved Adam Copeland. And they had a backstage segment. Adam Copeland, the interviewer asked how it was getting some help. He was happy for it. He wanted to say thank you to Kyle O'Reilly, and Kyle O'Reilly says, "I have a favor. We're going to my hometown in Vancouver at Collusion. I want a title shot." Okay. And they're getting a title shot. He's getting a title shot. And then we got the EVPs coming out. And the show wasn't over yet. I thought it was going to be over. But it wasn't over. They had extension. So they came out, hey, talking about Tony Khan, talking about Kenny Omega making this match. They accept the Anarchy in the arena match. But they talk about FTR. FTR came out, and they revealed their two guys. One guy will be Eddie Kingston. And then the other guy is the returning of Bryan Danielson in Team AEW. And they all went into the ring, and a big giant brawl happened between these guys. So a lot of things happened on AEW. So Anarchy in the arena match, I forgot that was always a thing in Double or Nothings. But now it's happening, and see how good this is. Normally they always have good matches like this. Anarchy in the arena matches. It's always a good match to watch. It's a long match, but it's a good match to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some updates about Monday Night Raw because their contract for USA Network ends somewhere in 2024, but like 4 months away, and then they go on to Netflix. So they extended their contract for 4 months because if they didn't, they will have no USA Network before they go to Netflix in 2025. So they spent a lot of money to extend their contract for the whole year until 2025 when they go to Netflix. I know I did not really explain that right. But their contract was about to expire 4 months before they go to Netflix. So that's interesting to see as well. I think SmackDown and NXT is okay. I know they're switching networks. I don't know if it's the same dates that they're going to change networks like the Netflix, or they're going to wait for a couple of months. I have no idea. They didn't show us 2K did not show us no model of anyone today. They showed us the My Faction card of Paul Heyman. I didn't care for that because it's My Faction. The only thing I care about My Faction is the 2 Persona cards, Seth Rollins, The Shield, and Trick Williams. That's the only thing I care about. Paul Heyman, you can't play as the managers anyway. What's the point of them? Like seriously, can you put them in there? I don't know. What's the point of it? So yeah, that's the only things I care about My Faction is to unlock those 2 Persona cards, because I did get 0 and the Sheamus 2009, but those last 2 they're taking forever to get. So yeah, nothing else updates. TNA is happening tomorrow. John Grisham will be in action. I think that's it. We're having a celebration for the system. That's all for me today. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys Friday. Well, I'm going to put, on Friday for TNA, and then Saturday will be SmackDowns. That's all for me today. Tell us out. Bye!